And we are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to, yes, indeed, the second Come to a stream of the day. My name is Jugg, and I am here with three other individuals. Go ahead and introduce yourself, I guess, starting from top to bottom. Because, you know, one's
Hello,
above me, the other's below me. So go ahead. Where can they find you? You know, plug yourself. Come on.
On Twitch.com. On
Twitch.com, Twitch.tv, man. Come on.
I don't know what it is anymore. TV/CelticRowan125.
Hey,
Yes, my name
Godfather.
is Childish. My name is Childish. I just started streaming yesterday. Just joined the community here. I appreciate you guys all being here.
Welcome.
No,
Welcome in.
And I'm xNocke. I also stream on twitch.tv. Glad to be here. Glad to get to chat up with these guys a little bit about this update.
Awesome. So, as the title pretty much everything on the stream says, we're here to talk about the Reloaded update. We've had the update for a good while now. We've had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of updates happening. Literally had one last night, so that way we can obviously, or Commentators is trying to obviously get this game into a good state, and you know, basically tailor the game to the feedback that has been received from the community. So there's obviously some goods and bads. All of us have opinions on the update. So I guess we'll start with Celtic. What is your opinion on the update so far? What are your favorite things? What are your least favorite things? Let the community know your opinions.
My least favorite things? How many crystals I'm burning out so fast? Overall, no. The update's fine. I like how early game can now progress a lot better throughout the dungeons since B12s are no longer in there. It makes B10s a lot easier to farm, and you still get the same room quality and stuff, as well as the artifact changes.
Nothing else? No negatives though so far. Okay, all right.
No.
I guess I'll go next. So far, my favorite part of the update is by far the artifacts. I love farming artifacts now because just how clean everything looks now. Being able to just, as a person who really is investing to artifacts right now, being able to look at artifacts and just be able to like see off bat, being able to like get rid of it or keep it. The instant gratification of just looking at it and having everything just plus 15 is great. That is by far my favorite part. Also, I do kind of like the Abyss concept. The Abyss concept is pretty cool in my opinion, just to add some more difficulty to the game again, because obviously we've had just Tricarbor running rampant on everything, just like, you know, Shadow Martina and all the twins. So it's nice to have some, like, a little bit of dungeon variety back into the game. I do like the concept of the rotations, just to, like, you know, maybe switch up the farming to keep everything a little bit fresh. Obviously the downside was at first when the drop rates are pretty trash, and personally I feel like they've been responding really well to the feedback, because there's been a lot of feedback coming in from not only the community but also the influencers. So obviously they've been kind of listening to that and trying to tailor the game to make sure that we are happy. So it's good that they're doing that. But so far I think the update's pretty good. There could be a lot of better things for sure, but so far not had too much complaints. I'm more looking forward to the second part of the update, where they hopefully tackle other parts of the game, like hopefully RTA, because that needs an update really bad. So hopefully there's some good news in that direction, and so far I'm pretty much satisfied with everything so far.
sounds good. To follow up with that, I mean, it's going to be hard to really provide anything, you know, different than what you said. I'm pretty much right in line with you. There's a lot of great things that came out. You know, everything pretty much looked good on paper. And you know, I had the pleasure of going to the Tour of America in Dallas a few weeks ago. Got a chance to meet with some of the influencers to get their honest opinion, which was overall very positive. But of course, now that it has dropped and we've seen some of the things that are in play, you know, obviously there was a little bit of backlash from the community and the influencers as far as, you know, the current state of the game. But to be fair, on Compto's side, they made it perfectly clear that they're putting these updates in slowly and steadily, and they're very open to hear our feedback, which is why we're doing things like this, Twitch stream and YouTube stream and whatnot here. And I think they've they've definitely been really open to our suggestions, as I feel like they've made a couple of changes already for the better. And outside of that, my favorite things, like I said, similar to you, I'm a big fan of the artifact change. Saves me a lot of money, time and effort and whatnot. Definitely looking forward to, again, just creating some more diversified teams. Chikaro is fun, but Chikaro makes the game a little too easy. And so it is nice to kind of go back to the drawing board the way things were in 2014, where we literally had to dust off a wide variety of resources to make, unique teams and just try different things. So yeah, pretty excited about that.
Good.
What say you, Knock?
I overall like the update quite a bit. I do, as far as portions that I was a little less fond of in starting out was, the initial drop rates for the Abyss dungeons, considering the change in difficulty, the fact that we had to build new teams in order to tackle this dungeon. I really wish we could see, a bit more as far as the intangible rune drops go. I think I've only pulled maybe 10... I want to say I pulled 10 intangible runes, and none of them really worth keeping, and the fact that we can't re-app them means that we're going to be in that dungeon for a long time trying to find intangible runes that really just push us over the edge to that next level as far as our gameplay is concerned and our ability to use that wildcard rune. I really do like the aesthetic design of the Abyss dungeons and the bosses that they put out. I think those are really well made. And something I'm looking forward to, hopefully we see maybe a bit of change around Siege. Maybe it feels like Siege hasn't been touched too much in a while, and with the new 2As that they've announced for part 2 of the update with the Frankensteins in particular, it's going to change a little bit of what we see in Siege in the sense of, well, we're going to see a lot more of what we've already seen. Right. So I think that's where I stand on it. I think overall it's a good start in moving us forward, but I think there's still a little bit of ground we can move on.
All right. I mean, it's pretty good feedback, and everything we've given, pretty much I've seen pretty much from most of the community. There's obviously some ups and downs, but there are a lot of things that they're pretty excited for, and I'm pretty sure they're really, a lot of people are really happy with the response to everything Counterus has done. Like, as we saw, like with the powering up monsters, that response was literally within 12 hours. It was literally within 12 hours. So it's obvious that Counterus is really looking at everything that we're saying and trying to adjust the game according to our liking, so that way they can get the game back to a good state. So it's good that our response is being looked at pretty much all the time. I will say one question to all you guys: what is your main dungeon you're farming right now? Like, after the update, like, what are you excited to farm right now in hopes for obviously progression?
Still artifacts, mostly artifacts, and still going through giants. I rarely even touch giants anymore. Always giants.
Oh,
not looking at giants. What you're doing?
Same thing in the chat. Yeah. If you guys in the chat, what dungeon are you guys enjoying to farm the most right now? Like, what are you seeing a lot of good drop rates coming from right now? What is your favorite dungeon to farm right now? Throw it in the chat. That way we can get your feedback as well.
For me, I was doing giants as well. I've been a big fan of Despair runes these last 6 to 12 months as far as RTA goes. But lately it's just been kind of a mixture of both giants and dragons, just simply for the fact that we got the event going on and we want to get all the free points so we can get that free transcendence scroll. So you know me, I'm about that one.
Yeah, does everyone have their transcendence from this event yet?
Yeah, I already got
mine.
Double
4,500. I need 500 more points.
There you go.
Double dupe. Sad. Didn't even get an injury.
You're not in the injured club yet. It's okay.
Yeah, this game is pooping on me lately. But it looks like everybody, I've seen a lot of like personally, I've been farming artifacts. I've said this the most, artifacts are just so great to farm right now. I see Joe on YouTube, he says he's been farming artifacts right now. Magic Mort, my man, the LD summoner god. So as someone who always builds hyper efficient teams, the update to the dungeons was rough at first, but now that we have more stable teams figured out, the dungeons are now more manageable. Exactly. That I think the best part. When the update started, which we haven't done in so long, is a theory crafting aspect. I think the last time we had theory crafting was like when Solo R5 came out, when everybody was like, tuning down their Solo R5s to get it down. But once pretty much everybody got their Solo R5s done, the theory crafting went away because pretty much everything was just Tricara this, Tricara that. Just use Tricara and call it. Yeah. So it's good that with the update coming in, like we all have that theory crafting aspect. I know Sean is already trying to look at a free-to-play Necro team when that rolls around next month. So I will say that aspect of the game has been truly missed, and people love that. It's cool to see like the speed tough for the speed dungeons for spiritual realms. I just think overall it's been really great that the community is back in this aspect of like, okay, like let's try out this, let's try out that. What do you guys feel about that?
Yeah. I'm definitely excited. After playing this game for 9 years, I decided to see like people super positive about it, and excited to test some stuff out again. So yeah, that's good. I mean, like I was telling people the other day at the meetup, we are truly blessed to be in part of a community that's been going on here for 9 years. I mean, there's so many games out there that have a half-life, they kill within a matter of a year. So the fact that we've been able to keep the game going, Compton's been able to keep us motivated to play. It's pretty cool, man. I'm enjoying it.
I think it's just a revival of the community aspect when they release new content like this. It's sort of a revival in how theory crafting is done, and with the different mechanics that have been introduced and the variety of monsters that we have in the game now, it's so different from when we first started, trying to tackle these dungeons. And while for the abyssal dungeons, Trikaru is not relevant for that aspect of it, I think it's nice that we do still have the ability to, for a newer game account, if you're looking to get to your B10 dungeons, it's still an option. You can also build teams that are just straight through and through, though. I mean, you're seeing units like Shannon coming back for Giants for early game, and it really is just reminiscent of that old time of like we're really throwing back some of these original teams that people were putting together at the very beginning. And I think it's just interesting to see that as some things change, others don't, and there's kind of there's a nice feeling behind that.
Which is true. Squirtle said he dislikes the new rune animation. What do you mean by the new rune animation?
Oh yeah,
it shows up as a slower effect. So everything is
like
blanked out.
When you plus 12 it?
Yeah, it goes all blank and pops out. Yeah. I'm saying like, weird. This is taking too long.
I thought I was like, why is it
like
that? Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty darn weird. And yeah, like what Valachet said, honestly, when the Abyss rotates to new dungeons, it'll be a whole new wave of theory crafting. Yeah, which is great. It's good for obviously the content creators. Childish. They're gonna go on YouTube and they like posting those like theory crafting videos of new teams and everything. Like I'm pretty sure that this brings a new life into Summoners War, especially for like content creators and also people in the community, because there are obviously people that love theory crafting. They love testing out a whole bunch of different units and going into and going in and seeing if they can find out the new fast team and being on top of that, which is like pretty cool. A lot of people like that.
So to kind of add to that, I'm sure everyone's going to catch on. Like exciting updates for this is always exciting for content creators, but when it comes to new dungeons, it's exciting to an extent because again, like Jugg said, new dungeon comes out, we're looking for a team that can clear. Once we get that team clear, we're looking for a team that can be sub-minutes. So it's like, all right, new video, free to play, 60-second clear by Jubagel. And then all of a sudden, Shambi comes out, Giants B12 or whatever. Giants
35 seconds.
New team, 59 seconds, clear, auto. And then Say Shizu comes out, 58 seconds, straight speed team. All you need is 280.
So it is true.
It's so true.
But it's nice to see the changes. I get tired of the old things now.
I just like seeing the the one up. I love seeing haha. Well, Jugg got a 50. I got a 45. Oh, he got a 45. I got a 30. Oh, I got a 22.
That's the 20.
I find it pretty funny. It's cool for me. 58 seconds more down to 30 seconds. Yeah, that sounds like he's probably gonna work something out.
Yep.
Wait, what's good? Like I said, I'm cool. I'm cool with it. I'm good with the update. I'm glad we have new teams to look at, new dungeons to look at. I like the change of just like not just sitting in giants or dragons or whatever. Like there's like I know a lot of people don't like the aspect of like, oh, there's so much stuff to farm. But personally, it's like I kind of like to farm on a schedule. I kind of like to farm something here, something there, and then switch it up so it doesn't feel too crazy. I like the new aspect just a little bit. Of wanting to go into other aspects of the game, and you don't have to. Like the good thing about Abyss is that if you don't want to tackle Abyss now, you can tackle it when it's not Abyss anymore. I know people are going to be looking forward to Necro, especially I would say early game players should look forward to it because they're definitely going to want to farm Abyss, probably for like a good like R5 teams or get their Belliger ready, or just speed teams in general. So I'm definitely cool with this as well. They're great.
Oh yeah, we also forgot there was Rift Beast changes too. I completely forget about the Rift Beast change.
How do you feel about that? How do you guys feel about the Rift Beast change? It's been pretty mixed from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, I think people enjoyed the old style where you were farming for determination in your fight and stuff. But now it's a lot better for newer players who are starting to make R5 teams with getting their enchants early game, because you also have lab where you can get your grinds. And it's a lot easier because that content was dead after you made your homunculus. Let's be honest. You're either doing your homunculus, your reapps, and that's about it.
Yeah, so it's like once you ran out of crystals, you basically just went there for that.
Yep.
Because for what I've heard is that a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like it. The drop rates are not that great. But then I've heard like, oh, well, I've got a lot of like I remember Lucky Madman was saying how some of his guildies have gotten the grinds they've been looking for a long time. Now that the Rift Beast change was made, and I know the aspect people don't like is that you can't really make it faster because it's pretty much like at a set speed. It's pretty much between like 45 to like a minute. Like you can't really change it too much. So it's a down aspect for a lot of people, but I do think it's still kind of worth it to farm if you are looking for that one grind that you've been trying to get for the longest, like maybe a speed grind or an HP grind or whatever. Like I think it's pretty worth it if you're really trying to lock in on that one grind that you've been looking for a while.
Can you guys hear me by chance now or no?
Yeah, I get you now.
Huh? Yes.
Yeah.
I get you. We get you. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't. So I know I had an audio cutout issue, but apparently when it resynced, it didn't. My audio was just John Effort. For those of you guys that ever get into look into content creation, make sure you don't buy free to play Fighter One streaming equipment. Make sure it's G1 or better, and you will never have any issues. I gotta tell you what, man.
No, I'm on that Challenger TPC.
You don't want that.
What do
you
you
don't
mean?
want that. Okay.
Should we use the same mic, Childish? What do you mean?
I know. And it's funny too because a lot of people picked up this mic after I did it. But I blame it on my audio mixer. It feels bad, man. I get too excited and yell in the mic. Yeah. Okay. So I apologize. I missed that last little bit. That we were gonna. What's going on?
No, about the Rift Beast. Like how do you feel about Rift Beast right now? Because I was saying how like there's some people that are obviously like Rift Beasts are too. They can't really change it. They can't make it faster. But there are people that have gotten success because they've been looking for certain grinds, and now that they're able to just go in that particular dungeon and look for that grinds, they begin the grinds that they've been needing for a long time. So how do you feel about the Rift Beast change? I
mean, there's going to be pros and cons to it all. Me personally, I was a little sad that I had to kind of it's kind of weird. I'm a bad example here. Like I was excited for the diversity, but it seemed like we had a certain, like, I don't know how many teams we had. It seems like the amount of teams tripled because of the changes in that dungeon. Like it's good because it creates the diversity, but now those runes pull away from the people that are really competitive in Guild Wars and in Siege, more specifically Siege, because you need a fair amount of units to go with those runes. Not a lot of people can do what the high-end people do, which is, switch out runes here and there when they need it. So it's like, oh man, it goes both ways on that. But at the end of the day, it's probably for the better, again, for the health of the game, the longevity of the game. So we'll have to see how it goes down for the upcoming months.
And actually, while we're on the subject of Rift Beasts, so we know that those dungeons don't just drop your gems and grinds. Well, they're separated out between Rift Raid versus the Beast dungeons now, but they also still drop those like your element crystals, right, from your Rift Beasts.
Yes.
What is your guys' opinion on potentially seeing in Kairos dungeons having the rune pieces, like the craft materials, included in drops alongside the runes that you get? Because that's what we see in those Rift Beasts, and I think if we moved in that direction, I think that you would see a lot more opportunity to get those high quality runes that people have been farming for.
I can dig it.
I'd be for it.
Yeah.
As long as it's on its own separate drop, which obviously dilutes the pool, I'd be down with that. That's a fine thing in my opinion.
I mean, they're already doing it in one content area. I mean, if you spread it out to the rest of your farming areas, I think it just balances it out. I don't think anybody has any problem with that at all. Like how Morris been saying, so many different teams now, which is difficult, which makes a bit tougher for earlier players. Like earlier players are gonna have a little bit more of a struggle now, but I feel like once they get into the groove, they'll have an easier time. But it is true, like earlier players are gonna have a little bit of a rougher time now, trying to wanting to tackle certain content. Like they'll probably be a little bit more confused. I think that'll probably be a thing that happens.
Yeah, where they want to rush into it and they can't progress into it.
Yeah, it's a lot of questions of like, oh, what do I farm? What should I be focused on? It's like, well, you kind of need runes, you need artifacts, you need grinds, you need
everything.
I think it's the funny thing about it is it doesn't change. I mean, that's the number one thing that all content creators, influencers, people that recommend stuff in the game do all the time. People will come on board if they're asking, hey, like, where do I go from here? And we feel so bad because 99% of them, it just, you got to go back to the drawing board. You need more runes, you need more artifacts, and even me, and I stand by that even on mine. Like for those of you guys that are watching, like, oh, let me just point it out to you guys. That's on me as well. I've numerous times I've met with high-end players in the game, and all of them have said, this is easy. Your account is easily a G1 account, potentially G2, but your artifacts are so trash because you don't farm enough that you basically gate yourself to conquer 2. So it's on me as well. It comes down to prioritizing what you're focusing on, setting the time aside to do it. And like I said, the competence has made the game a little bit easier for us. We can autoplay. I mean, not all of us can sit here, with our phones on our sides and do that, maybe at work, whatever. But it's at the end of the day, it just comes down to farming. And it kind of reminds me of a funny story for those of you guys that are old enough to remember. Back in the day at the SWC 2017 finals in Cali, we had, it was our first big RTA tournament with all the professional players, and one of the competitors out there was Varian, and Varian, of course, at the time was considered one of the strongest accounts out there on the global server. And funny enough, most of people that got a chance to meet Varian really didn't get a chance to see who he is and what his face is. Why is that? Because his head was down like this 24/7 because he was sitting there on his phone, making sure that he was auto farming 24/7. I kid you not, fam. This guy was an absolute beast. He sat there like a machine, not stopping the farming. Doesn't matter where he was, in the morning, in the evening, he did what he had to do to be the best that he could be. And he's a great example for the people out there. Obviously, the goal is not to sit there and farm 24 hours a day, but that kind of just goes to show his work ethic, as far as trying to be a top end player and push the envelope there, which is great.
Yeah, it's a good example because I know for me personally, when I first was getting into the game, I was always farming because one thing people always ask me is, I remember when me and Evan did the Reloaded update the day of, and people were like, how do you have 2.4 billion mana? You're hacking the game. And I'm telling I farm. That's all I do. That's all I farm. Like I remember when like I used to bus home, my phone would be out on the bus. I'll be nonstop farming. I'll be like watching YouTube videos while my phone's farming, or like when I get home farming. Like I remember like people like Nelly the God. I remember him telling me that he used to have a phone inside of a plastic bag that's hung up while he's showering. And he's farming.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, like
that's hardcore.
There are degrees of dedication. That is
the dedication to farming for a lot of people is up there. Cause so it's like I know like I'm a bit ahead of the curve. Like if I'm I say all the time, if I'm here at my desk, I'm farming. So the one thing that people just have to get used to is just like, I mean, you don't have to go hardcore like Childish said. You ain't gotta be burying levels, but if you want to play Summoners War, the best thing to have is probably just like either like on your phone on the side. I've always farmed while playing different games or watching TV or watching other streamers. So like either way, like the factory's going. The factory is going. So it's been for me. It's just nonstop to grind and just getting up there. But yeah, that's Summoners War. Summoners War is pretty much just like I said, the factory. Like you got to keep the factory. You got to keep going. If the factory stops, then ain't nothing. No progression will be made. So just find that team that works for you, that allows your device to just go. This is why the auto farming 10 update was so great for the game, because it just allowed people to just like have the thing on the side and just have it going and not have to worry about or care about it. They can come back every like 5 minutes, whatever, and then just knock it out from there. So 1000%, like the best thing is just have a team that's ready for you. And then, like I said, you don't gotta stare at your phone. A lot of people they probably farm and stare at their phone the whole entire time, waiting for the runs to finish. Don't do that. Just set your farm team. Have your phone. There's even a setting if people don't notice. When your runs are done, your phone vibrates. So you got a vibration go. You hear that vibration. You're like, okay, my run's done. Go back and then do whatever. Go through your runs. Next. Find a way. You can find a way. 1000%. But yeah, keep the factory going if you want to play the game. The factory should never stop.
Funny little comment here from our community on the YouTube side. I believe it's Joe C. Joe C made a comment about saying that when his wife was delivering their first baby, he was actually farming Summoners War, so they had to figure out a name for him, and he decided to call his daughter Tiana.
What?
Okay.
There it is.
I thought naming my car Ollie
wonderful story
for Oliver was
that is a wonderful story, by the way.
Tier, but incredible.
Oliver's the name of Mystery Hunt Son, which is another content created for Summoners War.
That's great. That's great. I can imagine your wife saying that story. It's like, oh, how did you come with the name of your son? See, my husband, he was playing this stupid phone game.
Apparently, the game was more important than our delivery.
Right?
Honey, it's coming home. I had no. I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of an RGA match.
Hold on, I gotta start it. Oh no, hold on, Oliver, what are you doing? Oh, I got the violent prod. I'm delivering your child.
So I think a lot of people. One of the things that I pointed out here. I don't know if we've seen a lot of videos as far as like the dungeons, as far as the reload goes for the Spirit Realm and the Abyss and whatnot here. Have you guys been able to mess around with some of the Rift dungeons? Because we talked about that a little bit. Some of the teams that you've been using, or some of maybe the units that you dusted the cobwebs off that you can mention now that people have enjoyed, or people would be able to use.
I still
You said for Rift?
For the Rift,
yeah.
Elemental.
Yeah, nothing's really changed outside of that. I probably have to make a new raid team, but that's about it.
Yeah, I've got the same team that I've been running. I haven't changed it at all. Like they pretty much, because since the difficulty of the dungeon and no aspect of the dungeon changed, I can use the same exact monster. So I know like Fire Rift, I use it like a Perda lead and like Raoul and China. And I forgot what else. There's some other aspects to it, but pretty much like for most of my dungeons, the farming is literally the same. It's just if I choose to like go to it, which I haven't done too much of it because I haven't been farming R5 at all. I did a lot of R5 before the update, so that way I could focus on farming other things when the update dropped. So for the most part, my dungeons are for Rift are the same.
Nice.
A lot of Water Twins Ergar teams aside from Wind. I tried to condense what the quantity of units that I was using in the Rift Beast dungeons, just so I could spread out my rune quality to other units. So I tried to, go through, do a comparison, what skills work best, what units synergize, and just try to keep a short list as far as that one goes.
Good deal.
Well, I was thinking about the whole time. Quietly Raid, because you guys what do you guys consider a Cog Guardian capture card? If you want to do a capture card, it depends on how you want to capture the video. Most of us, if we're using, you can either use. What I did was basically use an Elgato HD60 through my tablet. This is also a capture card that you can use, or most people just capture like their gameplay through through Air Server. That's another thing you can do as well. So I was looking for it, just I can show you. But yeah, it's an HD60. This is what I use for my tablet.
Yeah, I would agree with that recommendation.
It's easy.
Very.
It's easy.
By the way, I don't know if you took a look at that rune. I did see earlier you got a is that slot 5 intangible, or is that seal? Is that seal?
There was a seal. It wasn't
seal.
that good though. I did keep it though. It was where is it? It was
Slot 5.
slot
Slot 5. Yeah.
Yeah. I kept it, but I was like, it's not that good. I need to farm R5 to get grinds for it, but I haven't farmed R5 at all, so it's probably just gonna.
There wasn't anything to grind on that rune.
I've seen one seal unit. Can you guess what that seal unit is? Can you guess who had a seal?
Overhaul.
No, it's not Verd. That'd be
Seal
crazy.
Bird?
It was a.
Well, it's
It
not
was a- it was a-
Rakuni.
It was a Nephthys. It was a seal Nephthys, which I think is actually pretty genius. That's actually pretty genious. If I can find a
Ooh,
replay. But
Tomoe
yeah, it
on
was
seal?
of
I agree
Nephthys.
there. I like the thought of Tomoe on seal.
I'm kind of with Ross on Nyx on seal. Sounds really good. I wish I had the replay.
Well, I guess it's
But yeah, it was
any
good.
first turn unit or a stripper could use the seal unit.
Yeah, I said
AoE
that. Like,
strip.
that's yeah. One reason I'm farming is I want to do like a despair seal more, and see how that goes. Because I think like seal, you would kind of want it on turn 1 units. Jugg be climate, bro. I've been mad chilling when it comes to the season. I haven't done that many wings this far this season. I'll probably be G1 right now if I was actually like caring. But I'm chilling. I'm hard chilling. I'm trying to chill, man. I'm not trying to be a hardcore sweat like week 1. I've done that for like 3-4 seasons, and I'm good.
Just healing.
I'm good. I don't
It is-
want
it
to
is
sweat
fun, like-
anymore. I want to chill.
It is fun to like when the meta changes in your favor. It is fun to like kind of push and see where you can go, and then hopefully like you don't have any like bad RNG or whatnot there to keep you motivated, because it just takes that couple of matches that just like demotivates you to finish your wings or whatever.
Yeah, that's like I said this last night on my stream. Like I said, when it comes to like RTA, like I've been mad. I've been chilling. Like I said, I've been like I'm just relaxing. I'm not trying to like push hard. Like if I get frustrated, I stop. Which I think is how everybody should be mentally when it comes to RTA. If you get a little too frustrated, just stop, play something else, or just go back to farming, or like do arena. And just come back to it later. There's no point of like, losing your mind because you're just going crazy over RTA. So just chill, maybe go to Noob Room and then like, practice some teams or practice some comms, or, just practice in general. Just try to find a way to de-stress. Like don't, push yourself on ladder because you're getting stressed out. It's not really worth it. So that's the best advice I would give you as a person that's played way too much RTA.
Well, that's why I wish they brought back like 2v2 and kept 2v2, because that was the fun content of RTA.
Yes,
Ladder's just a sweat.
I love 2v2. 2v2 is so fun. I love losing my mind in rank. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
That's how I play though. It's like I only play ranked, and we see how it goes. That's so I feel you on that one.
Serious question though. Getting back to essentially the topic at hand here, we'll start Celtic Rare way down. Obviously, we've seen a lot of stuff when it comes to Summoners Reloaded, and they're going to be releasing stuff in a month here. But we got a second update, which I don't think they've said everything right. I think there's still a couple of things that need to be.
Yeah, that'll be part two.
Part two. So speculation.
Right.
Yeah. What do you guys think is coming? What do you guys think is still should come?
What is coming? What I would like to see, I want to see Arena revamp. I think Arena is a content that people don't do after Towers anymore. What else? TOA could be a revamp. Something in Siege needs a revamp. There's a lot of stuff I would like to see, but mostly I would like to see Arena and Siege revamped.
Joe?
Me personally, because like when the whole Reloaded update was happening, I try to pay attention to a lot of the verbiage. One thing they really made clear was that the reason why they're separating everything to two updates is because both updates were really big. So obviously this part one was pretty big because there's a lot of aspects of the game that they're changing. So me personally, I think in part two it's going to be the same way. My biggest hope is that there's an actual big RTA change, because RTA has not had an update at all since they've done just a violent proc change. That's it. That's the only thing that RTA has ever got as far as a change. Just, we changed violent procs. It's now on a 5% lower, 5% up, max 29, minimum 12. That's it. That's the only thing RTA has ever gotten since it started. So my hope is that they actually do a significant RTA change, which I think they're going to probably do after SWC. I think it's going to be a while before we see part two. Second is I do think they are going to probably hit Siege because they've done some things with Siege, but they obviously can go a little bit further when it comes to Siege, just making it more interesting. Like Celtic said, Arena as well. Arena is just dead. There's no point in doing Arena like at all once your towers are done, unless you just want to get the Guardian for the book. And then once you get the Guardian for the book, it's pretty much just like if you just actually enjoy Arena, and there's like no incentive to enjoy Arena right now. So hopefully they change that as well. But I do think like in the part two of the update, I think 2 to 3 of those will be touched, if not all 3.
What about you, Nat?
Just going through the notes that they put out for this update, I mean, we're gonna see abyssal versions for the spiritual realm and both artifact dungeons as well. I wonder what sort of skills those bosses are going to have, as far as just sort of the upgrades to like damage or changes in the nature of the skills. Like the giant, when he hits 7 turns, he revenges on everybody instead of just the unit that hit him last. I'd be curious to see what they do with the Necro boss in particular for his Abyssal Dungeon variant. I do agree that I'd like to see a little bit of movement in Siege. And maybe if nothing else, as far as changing Arena goes, I would like to see maybe more glory points drop from Arena, because, I mean, I'm one of the rare types that, like, I still farm my Arena religiously. I'm out there trying to get glory points so I can get more scrolls, so I can pull those units that I'm after. And even with, just going through all of the wings that I get on a default basis, I would still have to crystal refresh if I wanted to purchase all of the scrolls that they have in the shop. I feel like the rate at which you gain glory points still needs to be kind of ironed out. And I would like to see something in that direction.
Windy.
Very good. And then, of course, for those of you guys that are chilling here on Twitch and YouTube, I'd love to hear you guys' opinion as well. It's always fun to kind of speculate what's kind of coming in and what you guys think about.
I know Faraz just said he wants towers removed in general. He just wants the concept of the towers to be gone, or just everybody just have the max tower, or just do it all in one go. I think that would be pretty good for newer players as well, because the one aspect of newer players is that they're trying to catch up, and there's a lot of aspects to catch up. So, we could take out certain aspects to help them out. That'd be great. So I kind of agree with that. No problem with that.
If they remove towers, there will be some riots. I don't know about that.
I don't know how they'll be riots at all. I think people would be like, I ain't gotta worry about these on board. Thank you.
I mean, think about it similarly to your guild level, right? Like as your guild levels up, you get bonuses to your stats in dungeons. I mean, why not apply similar kinds of bonuses as your summoner level goes up? Do you think they might increase the level cap at some point? Because we haven't seen that in... When did we move from level 40 to level 50 for the cap? Because that's been a long time. I wonder if we might see something like that.
That was the shift. The shift of thing when we got artifacts 5 years ago.
Yeah. The shift.
I remember the shift. That was a very late night.
I remember Stoic putting up a sign saying "Nerf Miho." I remember that too.
Oh,
Oh, that was before the crit bug thing was found out.
Yeah, that was when Miho was just running rapid. It's Stoic, and they had all the content creators like on camera, like while on the background when they were doing the shift. It's Stoic put up a sign saying "Nerf Miho." Could be my refund. What's? Oh no! Calm down. Calm down.
All right, I got a question for you guys. So with all of the changes that have been brought about to the game with this update, there's kind of a fundamental change to how the early game works in terms of how you manage your resources and how you prioritize what units to build and how you skill them up. Are any of you planning on doing a beginner series? Is anyone going to start a fresh account and start from that perspective just to see what the new early game process is like?
To be honest, I love the early game aspect of Summon Sword. It's fun to do. The problem is I don't have the time. It's fun. I don't have the time at all.
I think if I was Bagel or Sean B or whatnot, that'd be something I could do, because that's essentially their job, and they have a little bit more. I feel like they have a little bit more freedom. But with me, family, kid, all that stuff, just not possible. But at least the cool thing about it is the community out there that is coming up in the game, now versus then. It's just so much easier and so much, the Summoner's Way quest line is super polished and very, very doable. You have to give you units to use, and they kind of lead you steer you in the right direction, So let's go.
Yeah, it is pretty well streamlined.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, say how Miso Twitch just said, Evan is doing one with Contour's KDA. He does every Wednesday, and it's actually really interesting because she's super excited about everything. And Evan's a good teacher, so she started. Well, I want to say a couple of months ago, so they've been kind of working through that. But I remember I did one I would say a year or two ago, and then the first scroll I summoned on my account was Ganymede, and I was like, okay, this account is rigged already. This account is tainted. I can't play on it. And then your first scroll you started Ganymede, it's your early game just became super easy. So I was just but I worked through it, and I think the early game aspect of Summoners World right now is it's just so lucrative, because I remember starting the game. I didn't start on year 1, I started on year 2, but I remember just to 6-star one monster, it took me almost a month. And when I started that new account, I 6-starred a monster on day 1, and I was like, bro, this is crazy how fast and streamlined everything is now, and being able to get your first premium pack literally when you start the game, and getting a transcendent scroll pretty early, all these aspects of the game are so great, because you literally are so you're accelerated so fast nowadays. So it'll be interesting. I wouldn't mind doing it, just doing an early game account just to have a experience with Abyssal now, trying to get probably an Abyssal team within a week would be pretty cool. But like I said, I don't have time. I wish I had time to do it, but I get time.
No, completely fair. And back to what Miso said, I mean, while Evan and Katie are going through the series and just sort of building up her account, I feel like there's also some merit in having multiple perspectives on how the early game can be played. So I do agree that it is a valuable resource to have that around. I just wonder if maybe having multiple perspectives on it might be helpful to players that maybe learn a little bit differently.
Well, I mean, the game's designed to play however you want to play. You can go casual, you can go pay to win, you can... I guess... Is there really an early game process anymore? Or a mid-game process anymore?
Yeah, of course.
Well, it still is. 1000%. Farm Giants. Duh, come on. Let's go.
Farm Giants.
I'll tell you what, for those of you guys that are doing your Hall of Heroes, apparently my free-to-play / pay-to-win team here with multiple Beast Riders, Rika, Riley, Wusa, it can't be done. Maximilian, the mid-boss, ripping me up right now. Apparently I need to get good. I need to farm more runes or something, because I'm getting punished. Normally I can auto, like, all the way through, but Maximilian's smoking me right now.
I'm sorry for what you guys are about to probably look at.
I'm in the same boat.
Hey, fellow Volantis user, how do you this game?
Wow, dude. Nice free-to-play team, bro.
Yeah, free to play.
Nice slot 4 too.
Oh,
nice slot 4. I probably took it out. What is it? I did take it out. Let me see. Where's fine. I'll make it a little free to play. I'll make it a little free to play.
Shmire, Danny, War, homie, Rika, Rad.
I'm actually glad we showed this here, because I feel like, especially for the people coming up here, they missed out on a lot of HOHs, and this is one of the units that I was happy to see the community get, because of just the sheer fact of how hard it is to be get a light and dark cleavers and whatnot here. So the fact that they offered a unit like that is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Toasty's pretty good now, especially with
really
the change. Yeah, he's super good now.
Yep. Yeah. Speaking about Toasty, how about those samurai update where they do it on the violence end, just proc all the time? Nice. Very nice.
It's pretty good.
Oh,
yeah. For people that maybe want like a Guild War change, or you're looking for an arena team, well, this is a good update. Good Hall of Heroes to farm. So farm Hall of Heroes regardless, no matter what it is, though.
Yeah. After they did the update to the samurais, I did my RTA placements that season with all 5 samurai, and it was an interesting experience, because I had all of them except for, I think, the wind one on Violent, and getting a win with a meme team is there's a level of satisfaction to that for me. But the procs definitely they went kind of hard.
You know what I wish? We went back to the old Hall of Hero format. Go back to that one.
Agreed.
But HPs, get it right.
That was,
I'd get like 1,000 pieces. Oh,
that was insane.
They can't do it now, because that's like, it was great for early game. I'm just saying they can't do it now, because we just use it for LD pieces and just have it to the side. It'd be too easy.
All right.
I don't see how that's a problem.
What you mean?
I see no issue here. What was your guys' first Hall of Heroes? Do you guys remember the first Hall of Heroes you completed?
Dark Undyne. That was my first one.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I was playing this game while you guys, all 3 of you, are still in diapers. So the first one, of course, Wind Undyne, and then we got the Sue Water Rakshasha up in there. Second one, so yeah, no, I've been remember all of them.
Sue in diapers.
Yeah, my first was Water Vampire. I think that was December of 2014.
I just remember mine because I fed a Devilmon to my Dark Undyne because I didn't know what Devilmon were at the time. So my Dark Undyne, it's probably still in my. She still has 1 skill up. Where is it? Where's my storage? She's rocking still. I think she's still 4-star too. Like I don't use her at all. Where is she?
Dang.
Like I literally gave her. Yeah, there you go. Oh, actually, I skilled her up more. Wow, but I gave her like a Devilmon. And I was like, "Oh, that's what Devilmon do," and then
Mhm.
I kind of just let it go after that. But yeah, that's I remember that. My friend laughed at me. He's like, "Why did you do that?" I didn't know what they do.
You know, on
Yeah.
the subject of Hall of Heroes, I wish that the way that Almighty summon pieces worked was altered to where it would apply them on the top end. So, like, say you go through and you get all 250 pieces from doing all 10 floors, right? But apply your Almighty Summon pieces before dipping into the ones you've already saved. Because I remember when we first heard, like, oh, you know, these guys with all these guild points from high tier siege, you know, they'll go and they'll farm one floor at a time, make sure they have enough Almighty Summon pieces in order to grab the unit. So then they're basically doubling their output, right?
Mhm.
If it applied in reverse, then you could just stock up Almighty Summon pieces as you go and still get the same result, but without having to do the tedious back and forth.
Right. Yeah. That would be nice if they did that, but I get it.
That'd be nice, but that'd be too good, Knock.
I mean, how much better than farming the old school HOHB3s, though? Like, how much better does it actually become?
A lot better.
Yeah.
Bring
Yeah.
it back to the old school. Bring it back to the old school. I don't
Jugg
think I've
wants
actually
old
met
school,
someone
okay.
who does that though. Wait, hold on. Wait, more. What are you talking about here? Yeah, no.
Who is it? Raja Baja was saying
Vigor so great.
you got one piece of water van always sitting there due to the old grinding HOH. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had a friend that he had literally one single legendary piece that he could never get rid of. That was this is before we got free legendary pieces like from the daily pass and everything. So he had one that would never go away, and it pissed him off so much that he literally sent in a ticket to come to us so they could remove it, and they actually did remove it. They removed that one single legendary piece because aesthetically it was just pissing him off. I guess I don't know. He didn't like that. He really didn't like that one piece that he could never get rid of. So it's kind of funny.
Is this free to play team gonna work for you here? It looks pretty good. Looks pretty solid.
It should work fine. I don't think it'll fail.
OP.
I know, right?
Vero's so good now. Vero became like the best monster post Abyss.
Yes.
He's so good now.
Yeah, I thought the
You guys
damage
got
was
Vero
good. Then
with
I
Vero.
forgot about the fact that he does that attack bar reduction as well. I was like, holy cow, that's legit.
Attack bar
Yeah,
reduction, attack bar boost, heal, all the good stuff. No, he's pretty much everything you need.
Yeah, I got stomped by a couple of different teams with Veramos in it in ladder a couple days ago. I'm like, man, maybe I should bring mine back out of storage.
As a Atlantis user, everybody has a Veramos room now.
Mhm.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Was there actually? Here's a
kinda
good question for you guys. With the new update, was there any unit that you weren't using that you probably should have been using prior to, but you're like, now I'm using it because it's like so good, you know?
I caught my mirror.
Yep, that's for me.
Yep.
So for those of you guys that didn't catch my stream,
Yeah.
I literally had my mirror was sitting there like 5-star maxed for 3 years or something like that. I didn't have any reason to build it, and then I was like, oh wow, let's play around with this little double Ifrit Abyss Giants. Let's go, and built it up.
Mhm.
I felt bad because I probably should have used it a long time ago, but because it's still good, still a great unit for a PvP when it comes to like shield wall comms. So when I got the right setup.
The funny
Yeah.
part is, I used to use a Cannoneer early game. Like when I started something for Ifrit, he was the first Ifrit I got. So he was in my Giants team for a bit before I eventually like got a Lucian and took him out. So he, at the time he was pretty good for me. I used him pretty early, but yeah, I think he's probably like a good number 2 as far as like a glow up, as far as monsters that are being used a lot now. Cannoneer is pretty much part of a lot of people's speed teams when it comes to Abyss B10. So I mean Abyss hard. So I think Cannoneer is a good winner. He's being used now a lot.
seen a couple of teams out there with the light Amazon making a comeback. I'm actually considering rebuilding
Oh, yeah,
lanes
that's it.
for some speed teams, because that just brings me back to the old,
Old school.
pre auto battle. Like, here's your 20-second or less GB10 team, and double Lin. I built that up, and then as soon as I finished building the double Lin team, then they announced B12s and auto farm, and I'm like, okay, so is this going to work? And I just didn't have enough HP to make it happen. So it was like, as soon as I started getting the times that I wanted, then the new content rolls out and I got to start over.
Yeah. So funny enough, the Lin was another one of the units that I built alongside Amir that I haven't played around with a little bit. And to my surprise, I ended up going with a rune build on Lin that I don't think anybody would really think to use, because it just doesn't seem as good as the obvious. But instead of rage, I ended up going with a nemesis set, mind you, a double nemesis set, because of the sheer fact that no matter how I look at it, the unit can't be one shot. So for me to get full value out of Lin and make sure I get like some additional attacks just in case I can't, like, get it cleared for first wave and I want to take advantage of whatever defense break Brain is on, the nemesis was in there. I get hit with the AoE, and then she would cut in with the attack buff still on there. And if I didn't, do skill 3, the second time would be skill 3, and to be able to, clean house here and kill it. Nothing crazy. Don't worry. I know no one's gonna be building no triple nemesis land, because they're still squishy. But it worked out in my favor, where the efficiency of my nemesis runes was enough to keep her alive and allow her to cut, even though. You would think it's like, I'm going out of line here with regards to the thing, but the Galleon would already cast the skill, attack buff beyond, so I'd still get an additional attack here and work out. Because you run out of rage runes.
My leadership is nemesis.
Yeah, you run out of rage runes, right? So you got to figure out what else can you do.
Yeah.
Full energy.
There's some people that farm rage nonstop, and I'm like, I'm not one of them. So a lot of my stuff is on Fatal Blade. So yeah, that's good examples. I do like how when the update started, it's like our brains, when it came to theory crafting, started going back to the old school, like the old school Summoners way, like where it's like, again, Variable, Slayer, Camomere, Lin. We went back to like a lot of the older teams, and a lot of the older units they came back to viability, because they're just tried and true, super solid, nothing too crazy. They worked before, why can't they work again? So it's pretty cool to see a lot of the older units be used now and be more viable. Because I remember for the longest, everybody was like, do I still fuse Veramos? And we were like, nah, you don't need Veramos anymore. Now you fuse them. Now 1000%. He may be the first thing you fuse now. 1000%.
Sig who?
It's funny.
Sig who?
Who's Sig?
Again, and that reminds me of the golden days where we can still summon Sigmar, so some of the Fire Panda. Now you can't even do that, right? They're out of the summoning rotations.
I summoned Katarina as I was trying to fuse her. Like, I was really getting the piece together. I was getting ready to start. I did a mystical scroll, Lightning Katarina. I was like, well, at least I didn't start fusing anything yet, so I guess it makes it a little bit easier. So I just stopped immediately.
What is the QR code for on the side? Jugg, do you know what the QR code's for?
I believe the QR code is to be able to open Summoners War. So if you don't have it downloaded, the QR code will lead you to probably the App Store. I could probably check it myself. 1000% clear cut answer. I'm pretty sure it's to open the game. If not, if you don't have it downloaded, it's a download link. I'm checking it now, and it is indeed a link to open the game. That's really what the link is. That's really what it is.
Using a Amir, Vero, Lin, Galleon, Jemire team to hit 43 seconds for Giants. I don't see Jemire too much.
That's just,
that actually surprises me, the Jameer. in a comp like that. But I like it. I like it.
Uh-oh. Jugg, what happened to your
Team's dead.
team?
Team's dead.
Uh-oh.
Team's dead. It's on additional turns. I know that.
Time to go back to pay to win.
What's
Time to go back to pay to win.
Right. Back to gotta do the pay to win. Sorry, guys.
To be fair,
it's cool
my
while
team is
lasting.
dying. Yeah, my team just died at B8 right now. So
QR code
It
that you
was-
need to shop
it
to
was-
buy Nox beanie. Knock that beanie for
Yeah.
sale.
Nox
It's,
beanie available now.
It's that one's not up for sale yet. Got the other one though.
What do you mean?
No, I got the other one up though. It's a little different.
We should all just buy Nox beanie and just wear Nox beanie all the time. That's what we should do.
I'll
Use
get
the
some
I would,
but
additionals
wouldn't
made,
fit
and
my
I'll bring some to Chicago for you, Jugg.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna wear one every stream now.
Oh, let's go.
speaking of which, honorable mention that you made a comment of August 12th, Someone's Return from America in Chicago. Got quite a handful
can't
of people coming out. Should be fun. Should be good. I believe Jugg, you're on that list.
Yes, I'll be there. It's crazy because I've heard so many people saying they're coming to Chicago. I don't know if it's just the area. I don't know what's happening, but apparently Chicago is going to be popping. From what it sounds like.
popping,
So,
almost.
like popping. So if you are in the Chicago area, or just want to stop by, maybe go to I know there's a lot of people that like to go to meetups or like to fly to meetups from all across the world. I know people that have flown from Atlanta to LA, Florida to New York. A lot of people come around. Like I remember the Florida one, we had Chaff that went from Houston to Florida. People like to fly out. I know that's not everybody, but for the most part, if you are, if you're in a Summers War, obviously you guys are because you're here. But if you want to hang out with other Summers War like-minded people, win some prizes. The good thing about the meetups are you win a lot of prizes, a lot. There's going to be a lot of cool events going on. The best part is free food. I know a lot of you guys, love free food, so there you go, free food. But for the most part, like I said, you enjoy Summers War, you're in the area, make sure to, sign up. Make sure to come on by. There'll be a lot of people there. It'll be a great time. Great time. Yeah.
It was a great time. The last time I hosted, it was a great time, and I think it's funny too because I know Comptus was like, oh my god, he's gonna mention that at that time we ended up having, I think it was like the first and last time they ever did like they ended up having to do an open bar. So while we all had a good time, the people that were 21 and older had a fabulous time. So yeah, but I'm like 99% sure it's not going to happen again, guys. But either way, these events are one in a million, and you definitely got to go out if you haven't gotten a chance to get out there. If you're a couple hours away, don't even matter. Take a little time off, get out there, you'll have fun. Promise.
It's funny when you say that. There's a certain somebody, won't say his name, at an LA meetup, with the open bar. Said person was twerking. Again, won't say his name.
Oh
but,
my gosh. I don't know. Oh dear.
All I heard was like, said person is twerking. And I was like, who? And I looked to my right and said person is on the table twerking.
Yeah.
I won't say. I won't say who.
Confirmed Celtic.
Oh yeah, sure.
When in doubt, just blame Celtic. If you don't know.
Yeah, just play
What he
guys. It's
done.
all good.
It was 1,000% Celtic. 100%.
I'll take the heat.
He said, "Do something strange for a little piece of change." That's what he said. That was his
I mean, I brought
Please.
back somehow.
Yo, these samurais are hitting. Holy,
Like I said, I'm having a hard time autoing them. Like, has anybody got a credit card I can buy? I need to swipe right now and get some new units.
I think it's you're gonna need you're 1,000. Like Veramos is good, but I think you're gonna need a Tyrant 1,000%. This is a Tyrant of a rat.
Maybe I need.
Speaking of
Maybe.
new units. SP button's going away soon. SP button's going away soon. Do you guys get any of the new units? And what's your guys' opinions on those?
Oh yeah, I would say yeah, that's a good time. We haven't talked about the new units. Like me personally, I haven't gotten any of the Nat 5s. But I fought against the Dark one, the Dark Indra. That unit is cracked. He is so.
Is it like Gurkha crack?
So it is beyond Gurkha cracked. It is so good.
And I thought the light one was going to be the best one on paper. You think the dark one's better than the light one, or you just feel like the dark one's pretty crazy?
I'll have to like play against it, but so far like the only ones I played against the wet water one. I played against the fire one. I don't care. The wind one, I don't know what he did, but a lot of people don't. I think he's more better for like arena or maybe Guild Wars anyways. And then I played against a dark one, but I forgot what he did. I remember somebody brought it up to me and I totally forgot what he did at the time. And then he literally AoE provokes, and when you hit him, his Thunder State gets extended a turn. So he's literally just in constant Thunder State, and he's just it's a 2-turn provoke. It's really strong. So if you have like him and a Nyx, it's impossible. You just provoke forever. But him being in Thunder State just constantly is super good. So the dark one, probably might vote for the best one so far. But I'll have to see the light one and like see how strong he is. But they both seem pretty good in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. When I did the review on the units, the water one was the one that kind of caught my eye the most. And surprisingly enough, that was the one that I ended up pulling. That one also has that same similar thing to where, we provoke with the like infinite Thunder Savior. But I've been my mistake was trying to play it in an aggressive manner, where I provide, like a speed lead stripper and then, lock that in. But it seems like it's a unit that could be a little bit more annoying as like an RNG unit, and maybe in a defense. Kind of setting there and just kind of go back and forth. I don't know, but I found it to be a little bit more useful with a slower comp that has a lot more violent combinations and stuff like that, or despair kind of combinations. So
I mean, I'll trade you my fire one for it. That's fine by me.
no sir.
he's like you're on your own.
I'll tell you what though, the concept of like hitting a different unit, especially if you do slap on the despair set and it hits the same element, stuns, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, I only have Fire Indra, and then I have all the 4-stars except for the dark one.
Ooh.
So far.
Speaking of not Indra's, the Assuras though, is it surprising? Like I feel like I haven't seen really anyone go out of the way to like make a unit like one of the Assuras like a must build unit. I feel like it would have been like a unit that gets popping off with a newly revamped game. I felt like they were trying to tell us something like you need to bring in this unit because maybe you team up and you want to bring in that branding, like constant branding. I don't know.
I think it's going to be used in Necro. If Necro's mechanic is still multi-hits onto the boss, I think you're going to see them in there. Yeah. Outside of that, Giants it doesn't really even touch. Maybe some guild content, but it's still too early to tell where.
Mm-hmm.
I think the light one looks cool. The light Ashura seems pretty cool. I do think he has a lot of counters, the usual Josephine Juno type of stuff, but he seems pretty fun if you're fighting a team that doesn't have too much counters. So he seems like a good last pick. Like if you're fighting like not too much like anti-CC units and you want them as a last pick and you can just continuously lock down your opponent, he seems pretty good for that. I would like one just for that, but a lot of people are saying the dark one's pretty good as well. I haven't seen too much of the dark one, but I've heard that he's pretty interesting. But I have seen the light one. The light one looks pretty toxic, so that's a unit I wouldn't mind having.
If you watch,
did you see it in
Ricky
Siege?
has it.
Siege
No,
or
it was like it was an RTA one. A person sent me an RTA clip with the light Ashura, and it was pretty cool. But just the fact that he was just locking down pretty much every other turn was like, I was like, this seems pretty toxic. It seems pretty annoying. Like a person would just be tired of fighting this thing.
Knock, which ones have you summoned?
I've only summoned the Wind Ashura at this point, and I got it from the event. I've been going through Mystic Scrolls, but I have not had much luck in pulling the new units. But hopefully, I've got some scrolls saved up that I'll pull at the meetup, or maybe shortly after, because that seems to be when my luck hits. But
yes,
another
Yeah, you and your double nap.
yeah, double
double meetups in a row with two LD5s. That's crazy. That is actually like crazy luck.
Yeah, I've only got
he's like
I've only got 10 LD scrolls saved for the next one though, so we'll see if it still hits.
Well, that's all you need. I mean, you've seen YDCB back in the day hit him. You know, you can do it too.
Dude, the Craig, he doesn't pull him at the meetups. He literally pulls it when he gets back to the hotel. He does a hotel stream. Then he just like, I'm gonna do some summons, talk about the meetup. Pulls 2 LD.5s like crazy. That's insane.
He's only pulled one at a meetup, like actually at the meetup, and that was San Jose.
Yep. I hope that they actually. I don't know if they'll do it this summer, but I hope they do it maybe in Chicago or in a different one. One of the things that I really enjoyed was when they had like a dedicated time for summons, so that if everybody was summoning, we all get in one channel and just like see the Nat 5 just go crazy and whatnot. That was fun. We did that at a couple of the events back in the day, even some of the old school SWCs and the mobile matches. We did that as well post event.
Oh, bring that back, please.
Really fun.
Bring back Mobile Masters. I missed out of it so much. Bring that back, please. It's so interesting, so fun.
I mean, it's called Summoner's War. I would like to think summoning at the events would be pretty high priority.
Encouraged.
Encouraged. It's mandatory. You must have X amount of scrolls now to summon.
Show us your scroll count.
I'm waiting for the one meetup where somebody pulls something insane and they're just like running around the meetup like, I pulled a ragdoll, I pulled a ragdoll, I pulled a ragdoll. I'm just waiting for that. I'm just waiting for something like that to happen. It hasn't happened at all, but I want it to happen at some point.
You mean like the Ken Baller ragdoll trick?
Well, one thing to say is that we should have the if they've done it in the past. I know Wykas has graciously opened his account to do summons at these events here, and he's going to be there. He's one of the sponsored guests that'll be there, so that'll be cool if he does bust out a couple of scrolls to see if he can get some toys.
New toys.
All right.
Wykas is like, it's going to be like, hey, if Chronicles is bad to him, then he'll summon Skyrim. That's how he's been lately. Yeah. If Chronicles is bad to him, he's like, oh, I'm going back to Skyrim. His Skyrim is bad for him, oh, I'm going back to Chronicles. So that's how Pat's been lately.
That's right.
I pulled Ragdoll a month ago. Craig, that was your ult. It's okay. This is why we also don't have ults.
By the way, for those of you guys that are listening here on YouTube and Twitch, and obviously we're just kind of chilling right now, but at the end of the day, we're here for the Reloaded update. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about the update, or have any questions on the teams, this is the best time. You have 4 influencers here, provide you a little bit of feedback. I'd love to hear you guys' questions or whatnot here. Not every day that stuff like this happens, so please take advantage of it.
Have a good one, Craig. It also is pretty hot. Fezio said here, he said, I need a consistent team with Jara. He's using Vero, Calamir, Jameyer, Lynn, Riley. None of them make it consistent. If I were you, I'll take out Jameyer and Riley, and you could put in Fred and possibly Lauren. That's a good suggestion. You guys have any suggestions to make it seem a little bit better?
For Giants? Or what's
for Giants.
He
said he's doing. He just wants a consistent team with Jara, so just teams that he can use with Jara, Dark Phoenix for people that don't know.
Yeah,
Jara has branding and defense breaks. Yeah, I would add a Fran and take out Jameyer. I don't think Jameyer does too much for it.
No,
unless you have that strong rune quality for it.
It's just one of those things where like people are just trying to throw in every single Nat 5 under the stun because it looks cool or I love it, which again you get to play the game however you want to play it. But when it comes to efficiency, I think sometimes when it comes to these dungeons, simple is better. Free to play units better, or whatever like that, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just keep it simple. Make sure you're bringing in defense break, attack buff, whatever whatever the case may be, and just don't go too overboard. I feel like Jar is fun, but it's more of a niche unit. It is nice that it's LD.
Yeah,
Well,
you could
they don't
probably get
make
away. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right. I think you might even be able to get away with substituting Jara for like. I've seen some team builds that have Crow implemented into them. Just having that team up with the other units in that particular comp might actually benefit you more.
Crow is a free-to-play god himself. He's really good.
And just since he puts out the brand as well as, doing damage based on the number of harmful effects that are out, you wind up getting larger damage output that way.
True. I was about to say Hrolspeg, but I was like, Hrolspeg's not really free to play. Well, I mean, during this
not for pick events, I mean...
Yeah.
You
would think by now.
Lucian if you don't got him.
Easy to get.
Lucian, a Kamamir if you don't.
You always go for a Lucian if you don't got him. Always Lucian.
We like Lucian around here.
We love Lucian here at the Contours USA Twitch channel.
Man, I haven't used a Lucian in a dungeon in who knows how long.
What you mean?
You don't have 10 fully skilled Lucians?
No.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Well, you have to remember, I have Zerath, so I haven't used a Lucian in I don't know how long.
Okay, this guy.
That reminds me of Jubago did the whole Lucian world boss. I think he only got like an S. He did a 30 Lucian world boss, all ruined and everything, and he only got an S. That was crazy. That was crazy to look at.
Oh yeah, I would like to see them cycle the elements of the world boss eventually, because we've been on fire water since it was released. I think on every revive, if they changed the primary elements, that'd be nice. Just a little additional variety.
But
maybe we could also,
to be honest, how many people are really sweating it out? I mean, I feel like I speak for the majority of the people out there. We just click the auto and go, right?
That's
pretty much that part. Envelope.
That part. But when it comes to world boss, yeah, they can change it. It wouldn't bother me at all.
Nope.
Some people want it though. Hey, if you want, I hope you get what you want. But me personally, it don't matter that much to me. Is a light samurai better than fire? Technically, kind of yeah, because light samurai doesn't have to worry about elements where fire one does. So that's what I say. Like if you're looking for like a guild war unit, or you're looking for like an arena unit, to help you like clear arena a little bit faster, light samurai is actually a really good unit to go for. So for all newer players, 1000%, at least try to get one. But obviously try to get as much as possible because he's really good for early game players.
And then his skill ups are fusionable, so you're good there too.
Fiza was saying Fran Lauren for Giants who revenges on everyone. There's probably some better options. You probably can bust out like a Riley or something like that instead of a Fran, so you don't have the multi hits.
Yeah, I mean,
but the attack break is pretty good.
True. I've seen Riley, I've seen Fran, I've seen Lauren drop. Who else has been there? You have also Bella Dion, which does help provide utility. Also the Shannon.
I usually run a Lauren, but my Lauren's on triple fight. So usually like if they're like 1 or 2 rotations, the boss will die. So a triple fight Lauren is what I would suggest for people that, they don't want to obviously worry about Lauren taking too many turns. Just have like a little bit slower of a Lauren and then just do a triple fight and go from there. That usually works for me.
True.
Well, this is it. The final countdown there, Jugg.
For a B10,
B10 baby. B10, you're almost done here.
It's free to play.
Free to play, baby.
It's free to play.
It's free to play.
Oh yeah.
It's 1000% free to play. Not gonna do this too. See, free to play.
Oh yeah, free to play for sure.
I would like his Lucifer. I would use Lucifer in Abyss.
Oh, Lucifer's
Yeah,
really good.
it is nice to have for that.
Or if anyone here has a second Deborah I can borrow, maybe.
Or a Deborah I can borrow, period. I
Yeah.
want a Deborah so bad. I have the light one. Every time like these situations come up where it's just like, yeah, I'm in a team with has Deborah, and I'm like, I have the light one. The light one's not that good. The light one is poo poo.
Do you think the dark one will be in HOH eventually?
Wow.
No.
You still have those friendship scrolls from like years ago? Oh dear.
Yes, I said whoever sent me a friendship scroll, I would keep one forever. I would never use it. So Celtic sent me one, got Hiroshin, yeah, got to like Rizzo, my community, my mod, PPHP. They sent me
Cool.
one, so I said I will always keep one.
Yeah. One of the things I've always
It's funny
done is
'cause
like I never grabbed the HOH units, so I have HOH units from years ago, way back in the day. Some people won't recognize it because they're kind of recycled whatever for like the anniversary events, but they're
I just always get asked. People are like, "What are friendship scrolls? How do I get those?" I'm like, "Can't get them anymore." It was that one-time thing.
Should do them again.
I thought they were pretty cool. I actually like the concept of it. It wasn't like, for me, I just saw it as a way to just be like, just be a little friendly in the game. And I that's why I said if anybody ever sent me one, I'll always keep one. Like I would not sell it. That's why like Zadoris will probably never touch my account because he may summon it. Just because he likes summoning.
Oh, there's a scroll? Scroll?
Yeah, he summoned Hiroshin's friendship scroll. And I noticed because I remember like I sent one to him, and then like I woke up one morning and I saw that he summoned a fire assassin, and I just sent him a question mark like, what is this? He's like, he said something about friendship scroll.
So what I'm hearing is bring back friendship scrolls, and I'm also going to put out there increase size of friend list. I mean,
do it.
Oh, friend list.
I am
needs
generally
to
surprised
be-
they haven't done. Really surprised that they haven't done that one as well. Especially that this is a community-driven game, right? They're trying to get everybody connected. I think they would. I think they
Just
want
double
that.
it. Make it 100. Just do it. It's just no problem with that. 100's fine with me.
problem.
yeah, that works.
Let's see. I love the sharp magical wings of Verd. Oh, tell about my Verd. It's a conqueror orc. That's all it is. Just do some RTA. You'll be able to get one. Hit conqueror. Buy all the wings you want.
Yeah.
Opinions on the upcoming Riley Astronauts Transmog. So if you didn't know, the next Siege Mog is going to be Totemus, and I've seen mixed opinions on it, but I do think it looks pretty cool.
Every single time I think about Transmog, I feel like we should always, there should be some more ways of obtaining the free to play ones. I feel like people would love to have a couple more. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
True.
I've heard that, and I've also heard that just like they had with the twins, how they have the art contest, like do it in the art contest, and whoever wins gets their art put into the game. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, they haven't
I
done
like
that
that,
in a
especially
long
with
time.
I like that with the art contest that they did for the anniversary event. I feel like it'd be pretty easy to reincorporate that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
Have you guys tried
Daphnis?
Daphnis in Spiritual Realm 10? No. I mean, if you want me to, my Daphnis is on his TOA no hard room, so I don't know how that would. I don't know how that would be better. I can say.
I think I tried it once and I didn't care for it. But I also made the Fire Beast Hunter as well, and that thing hits pretty hard.
Let's see. This
Speaking
is my
of TOA.
TOA hard Daphnis room 0
Oh.
POP.
Any of you guys rushing TOA resets tonight?
Yeah, I'll be rushing tonight.
No.
No.
But
I'll be doing it.
I do remember. I was gonna say, I do remember back in the day when we had a lot of content creators that were interested in rushing, and they would all stream and rush at the same time, and we take wild guesses and see who was going to be the first one done out of the group.
I can never beat those people. I can never beat Surin. I can never beat LC. I can never beat Tyler. We used to always be in the Discord call and do that, and I could never beat those guys.
No.
I'm trying to figure out. So, what was the? Because I see the Daphnis being used right there. What was their thought process there? I feel like
maybe the S3.
I think it was
mine is on a crit damage build. That's why. Yeah, mine is on a crit rate build because, like I said, I use like the TOA for 100. But it's probably for like the probably the S3, just because he does give a free defense break now, and then the S3 can do big damage. So I can see it. I can see it being a possible thing. Maybe.
S3 is better nuke than Kali.
So just throw that second round in there and replace Kali, but Kali has the crit rate buff.
Well, no, she's the crit rate buff. It's an attack and speed buff. You just want buffs in general. Like that's what you want.
Her leader skill.
So that's why people use because if you don't have like a Kali 2A, then you would just use Seek, and Seek is pretty much like the option. I do think Kali's a bit better, mainly because of the speed buff, because you want to stay a bit ahead of the boss, and that's the reason why I use Kali instead of Seek. But both are good options. So if you don't have a Kali 2A, I would say Seek is pretty much a next go-to. And if you don't have Shina, then probably use something that defense breaks.
Well, I've seen Randy use for the crit rate buff.
Oh, Randy too, yeah. Randy works too. They do get you already for free doing the what is it? The Summoner's Way. So you do get Randy for free.
But you also can get a Hellhound pretty easily in the game.
Yeah, you get both pretty easily, yeah. And it's easy to skill it up. You just summon some unknown scrolls and call it a day. But all three are good options. You would just need to, I would say it's like Kali, Randy, or Seek that I would use as options for this dungeon. Both are pretty good. Well, all three are pretty good.
I'm still waiting for those Hellhounds to be 2A.
That was the main one, because everybody saw how Seek was good in this dungeon. They were like, where's the 2A? Where's the Hellhound 2A? Which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Probably get one in the future.
No, which 2A are you guys going to make in the next update?
All of them.
Now we're good.
All of them. He's like, all
pretty
of them.
Much.
Gotta fill out that collection, man.
As a content creator, we're supposed to make all of them. Otherwise, we need some whales to build them all for us so we can make videos on them. So
true. But I said,
I know Lucky does all of them literally for he does all of them literally for just for completion Pokédex. First one I'm probably building is probably Bulldozer, if I'm being honest.
The Bulldozer.
Or the light one. The light the light and dark one seem like they could be pretty fun after the update, honestly. So I'm actually interested in like what they're gonna be, because that update is pretty soon. It's next month, so hopefully we get some.
They have yet to tell us like exactly what the skills are. We haven't seen that.
Or the looks or anything. Yeah, we haven't seen nothing. Out the.
We just know it's coming, but
at the end of the month, I think it is, of August. That's what I've been hearing.
Is Fire Elven Ranger? I mean, you could use Fire Elven Ranger, but Randy would be better if you actually want to use our buffers. For you like old Necro users that probably have Fire Elven Ranger built, I would still say Randy or Seek or Kali are a bit better. Kali's probably the best because she adds more damage, but they're all pretty good, honestly.
Yeah. 2A skill.
2A skill previews at Chicago Meetup. Hopefully, maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see at Chicago. Nice.
Decrease the amount it takes for 2A energy to recharge.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
I think it's fine for where it's at.
It's not. It's not.
Well, guys, I know we're coming up pretty close on time here. Are there any sort of like closing topics or thoughts you guys want to put out there for this update?
I got sorry. Go Celtic. You go first.
Yeah, you go first. I was
No, you
trying
go
to think.
first.
No, you go first.
Well, like I said earlier, when it comes to the update, I have not much. I don't have too much bad things to say because a lot of the things that were kind of in a bad state. Again, they kind of tried to fix immediately. As far as just any hiccups or anything like that. So it'll be pretty interesting to see like everything after this. I am interested in seeing the Necro boss. Evan did tell me he has seen how it looks and he said it looks pretty cool. So and when Evan says something looks pretty cool, he takes that pretty seriously. So I'm very interested to see how this Necro boss is gonna look and just the new mechanics. I hope it does not take 2 souls because that sounds like a pain in the butt. But
that'd be a fun.
I didn't consider that. That's that might be rough.
No, we said that as a joke, and then afterwards we were like, "Oh, please don't do that."
Yeah, because if you build twins, and he takes 2, then I could.
You're so screwed.
Be a recipe for disaster.
You're so screwed. But yeah, like for like I said, I'm looking forward to everything. I do like the design updates, like the new Giants is pretty good, new Dragons is pretty good. Our team always kills it, as we all know this. So I'm interested to see like all the new updates and what they're gonna do as far as the game, and I'm really interested in part 2, and hopefully in part 2 they address some of the other aspects of the game that really need to be updated.
Yeah, I think I'm
really
for part 2.
Yeah, I mean, again, nothing has been said already. I'm just glad to see, obviously, the introduction of whatever new things are coming to play, but the adjustments that they made on the fly, because that's what I kind of said early on in the stream. They're watching everything very, very closely. They really want to make this thing good, and to keep it brutally honest, they need to, right? The game is going on 9 years, and obviously their goal is to keep it going, and they have to do things. Really keep the community happy, community popping. So if they don't really listen to the feedback that we provide on these streams from the Reddits, from the Comptos website and stuff like that, like it's they're at a loss. So I'm glad that they're really looking forward to see what we have to say, and I'm glad that you guys all came over here and kind of chimed in.
Get rid of energy, let us farm all we want. Use crystals for arena and premium packs. Shop refreshing. Jeez. You guys get enough energy from these events, at least.
Comptos is extremely generous.
But I could have more.
I
could have more.
Let me tell you right now, that ain't happening.
No.
I don't know why that ain't happening. We go be farming, then not getting rid of energy. It's no point.
Double cap increase,
Yeah.
energy increase.
Like I tell you, like this game is way different from when it first started. We get a lot of free stuff, a lot.
Would you like
So-
to see more energy cap? So right now we're at 200. Would you like to see it go up higher from 200 to like 250?
Nah,
That was the
doesn't
number I
matter
had
to
in
me.
mind, but
I'm saying right now, nothing. It barely reaches cap anyways for me, so it don't matter.
Bruh. But no, I'm more excited to see what happens in the next update. I see that they are actually listening to the community, which is a big thing because a lot of people think they don't listen to the community. Well, in terms of
They
balance
do.
patches, they listen. It's whether or not they care.
Oh, balance patches. Balance patches is a question.
Yep.
They,
But
they do. They what those.
I'm hoping to see some changes, especially around Arena and Siege. But just want to see this game go another year because we're almost at 10 years. So that would be fun to watch.
That'd be good.
Alrighty, but I think we've hit the 1.5 hour mark, so we've definitely talked about the update a lot. And again, if you guys, want to toss more feedback, like you said, you can toss it out on the Reddit forums. Also, the main place you can toss it is the Discord forum, so make sure you can join the Contours Discord. But I'm Jugg. Above me is Celtic, below me is Childish, and below him is xNocke. And we appreciate you guys stopping by. when it comes to talking about the update, and we're looking forward to see you guys not only here on the channel but also on our own channels. And we hope you guys have an amazing Friday, an amazing weekend. We will check you guys out later. Peace out. Also, Chicago Meetup if you guys are in the area. Have a good one, guys.